Namaste. In the series of life skill videos that I am doing, today's topic is gender intelligence. Now, first of all, what exactly is gender intelligence? Gender intelligence is the understanding, valuing, and inclusion of gender differences. Now, over the generations, we have seen our grandmothers, mothers, our aunts, our neighbors playing gender specific roles. We have also seen that expectations from women with respect to family, household, kids, etc., are more compared to men. Earlier, it was the role of man was that of a provider, and the role of a woman was that of more of a reproductive nature and nurturer who was caring and gentle. But over the time, women have had change in their roles, I should say, and they have become more ambitious and they want more authenticity. Earlier, women used to work outside the house because of necessity to supplement the family income, though most of the time they did not have the right to spend that money that they earned in the way they wanted to. But over the time, change has taken place, and today's women are more ambitious and they want authenticity. We all understand that there is gender inequality, and why this gender inequality? It should be largely attributed to the patriarchal social system, wherein women were considered weak and more of second class citizens. Their role was mostly restricted to the reproductive role. Then in the family, it was their job to take care of the younger siblings or the older members of the family. So the minds of the woman or the girl was preconditioned into believing that that was the only role they were supposed to do. But as time progressed, women have started coming out of the house, they have started working, and women have also started assuming powerful positions and roles that were not even thought of earlier. But the mindset of the society and the mindset of the people have not changed that much. We have to understand that our mind decides our thoughts. Now, out of the a total mind, 88% of our mind is unconscious and 12 point of your mind is only conscious mind. Now this 88% of our mind is affected by the environment you live in, the culture, and your own experiences in family, in society, etc. So we understand how important this subconscious mind is, or the unconscious mind is. Because this unconscious mind is the one that affects the way you think and behave, which directly impacts your personal life and your professional life. Now, we understand how important this unconscious mind is. We understand that there are lots of gender inequality in the society, in our house, in our workplace, and in our society. What women of this generation should understand is that we are different from men, but we are not unequal, but we are equal to men. Now this preconditioning from a very early age affects the way we think, the way we take decisions, and most of all, it affects our relationships. Most of the time it is seen that women are inhibited, apologetic, and even guilty of success. Now we know the problems of gender inequality, and I would like to discuss a few points which I will call as the solutions to this kind of gender inequality, and also make our girls gender intelligent. Not only our girls, but our boys also. Now the first and foremost point that I would like to put forth is to make the girl understand her self-worth and to help them to respect themselves as equal person. See, nature has made men and women different, and for different, they look different, they are different. But that doesn't mean that we are any way less than men. We should have that confidence in ourselves, or we should try to develop that confidence in our girls to understand that though we are different, we are equal. The second point that I would like to put forth as solution to this gender inequality is to help our girls, or to give them the right to do what they want, and also help them to or encourage them to have aspirations and dreams. As parents and teachers, we have a big role to play. See, we as teachers, we are most of the time bothered about the targeted learning outcomes. We are focused on targeted learning outcomes of mathematics, of English, of Hindi, Sanskrit, political science, so on and so forth. What I would like to say is that we should also focus on life outcomes, and these experiences and these things should be taught to the children from a very early age. And I would go a step forward and say that it should become a part of our curriculum as well. This knowledge the child should get from a very early age. I would say that it should start as early as 8 to 10 years, that is from grade 3, 4, 5. This is very much important to avoid the stress of trying to decode a relationship on their own when they become teenagers and adults. So that is very important to understand the basic difference between men and women, girls and boys, and to understand and respect our own self, and to think or to know that we are not less than men, we are equal to them. Next point, very important point, is to young girls. I have seen mostly it is teenagers who are just starting to have a sense of self. Their sense of self is being developed in them. They end up thinking that the world's gaze on them matters more than their own gaze outwards on the world. Now, this insecurity is actually not natural, and it is created and sustained by the culture and our surroundings, including social media. More so in this generation because our children are growing up in a visual culture. So it's very important to sort of instill in our young girls the importance of self-worth. The last point I would like to say is a huge responsibility on the part of parents and of course teachers who are also dealing with boys, to teach them and make them aware about the gender diversity, and teach them to respect women as they are and not to see them as objects. So I hope this video will be useful to all the boys and girls out there, and all the parents and teachers who are involved in shaping the mind of our children. Thank you.